BrahMos Aerospace, the maker of the world's fastest cruise missile system BrahMos, commenced its Silver Jubilee celebrations on the 31st of May. With the theme Users Meet 2023 and the tagline upscale hain, the event hosted many known dignitaries from the Indian Armed Forces. Not only did the event acknowledge the role of defense veterans in the development and dominance of the missile system, but also provided them with a platform to share their experience and feedback with the missile maker.
In the 21st century, India has entered the golden phase of growth and development. During the past 75 years, we have moved steadily forward to build a modern, powerful and stable nation, which has ensured a respectable position in the world today. As exhorted by our Honorable Prime Minister, we have now entered the Amrit Kal and embarked on another momentous journey. Our all-round economic growth has actually matched our military modernization goals, because a stable nation requires an equally powerful and strong military force. Equipping our armed forces with cutting-edge capabilities is our foremost priority. Despite facing years of technology denial regimes, we have collectively endeavored to achieve achievements and have built credible capabilities in multifarious domains involving modern technology. We have continued our supremacy as the producer of one of the world's fastest and best tactical systems, but military technology is evolving very fast. We set our eyes on the future. We intend to take this momentous journey forward with the design and development of more advanced variants of BrahMos.
The event saw the participation of notable names, many of whom took to the stage to relay how they have witnessed the evolution of BrahMos Aerospace and its cruise missile system.
It's a matter of great honor and privilege to me to address you all on this 25th year of BrahMos Aerospace, a joint venture between India and the Russians. The acquisition of BrahMos missile system by the armed forces by and large assists India to meet this strategic objective to maintain peace through deterrence. This particular objective is best conceptualized in a short poem of our national poet Ramdhari Singh Dinkar, Shama or Shakti. And I quote, क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो, उसका क्या जो दंतहीन विषरहित विनीत सरल हो. सहनशीलता क्षमा दया को तभी पूछता जग है, बल का दर्द चमकता जिसके जब जगमग है. BrahMos missile systems, ladies and gentlemen, in some manner symbolizes the garal in this speech and the bal. It begets respect, and I believe it's there to promote peace.
Indeed, a pleasure to be here on this momentous occasion when BrahMos celebrates 25 years. As one of our most lethal air combat assets, the supersonic BrahMos missile has really galvanized the way we will equip ourselves with precision firepower in the coming years. The combination of the BrahMos on the Sukhoi 30 has really given us tremendous capability that has enhanced our firepower. It has made the deterrence value of the Indian Air Force go up by leaps and bounds. The capability of this weapon, you are all aware, and along with the upgraded BrahMos and even the forthcoming BrahMos NG, I think this will remain the primary deterrent weapon possessed by the Indian Air Force.
Today, as we are aware, the nation is at the cusp of transformational changes. We are witness to the growing stature of our country in the international environment and higher expectations from the world community. Concurrently, our promising economic growth, progress and development, and the growing aspirations of our people all reflect a confident optimism of a rising nation. Due to our legacy issues of unsettled borders and related security challenges, possession of strategic deterrence instrument in our case is essential. And as we heard, the three services of the Indian Armed Forces as users of the BrahMos missile system now stand enabled to not only effect deterrence but be able to respond robustly when required in the tactical domain. It is a matter of pride that BrahMos weapon system today figures amongst our defense export inventory too. And this achievement, I guess, is not only reflective of the state-of-the-art quotient of the missile, but also augments India's stature as a reliable defense partner to its neighbors and friends.
After the addresses of the dignitaries, BrahMos Aerospace hosted a small felicitation ceremony for the Indian Defence Forces as a token of its appreciation for their feedback and contribution to the evolution of the missile system.
When we were starting our the Silver Jubilee celebration, we were thinking how to go for. So we thought better we should start with You Just Me, because that's how the tagline of Aap Se Hum Hai. Today we want to be whole BrahMos, whole DRDO. We want to absolve ourselves with you. I would like to thank our esteemed Chief of Defence Staff, and great words by him. And it will certainly motivate all of us, BrahMos and DRDO and NPM, to do better. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Chief of Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, for extending his invaluable support and encouragement for BrahMos and sharing your thoughts to motivate us for future ahead. Thank you, Admiral S.J. Singh, Vice Chief of Naval Staff, and DCIDS General Manjinder Singh. Thank you, Chief of Materiel, Admiral Sandeep Nathani sir. We are also delighted to see our Air Force seniors, ACOM, Air Marshal Alok Singh, Deputy Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Dikshit. Thank you so much for coming, sir. I would also like to thank our seniors and guides from Indian Army, our DGRT, General Adosh Kumar, DG EME, General Tumul Verma, DGOS, General Suresh Chandra. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. With the same spirit, we would also like to thank all our senior officers from armed forces and COs of our respective units. Thank you. And again, Aap Se Hum Hai. Sometimes it just takes a gentle nudge from the right person at the right time to give one the courage to believe in yourself. And probably all of our BrahMos family, they will be delighted and they will be motivated to do better. And whatever you have guided today, how we can go ahead, we will certainly go in that path. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
The event concluded with a brief fireside chat with Atul Dinkar Rane, DG BrahMos, DRDO, and CEO MD BrahMos Aerospace on the theme The Blueprint of a Better Tomorrow, Roadmap for Enhancing Capabilities and Strategies for Indian Defence Forces.
Hello and a very warm welcome to this very, very special event as we celebrate 25 supersonic years of the joint venture, and we're going to find out the journey thus far for BrahMos missiles and what lies ahead. Firstly, congratulations, sir, to you. Briefly taking us through the capabilities and the accomplishments of BrahMos missiles and what sort of technological advancements are being utilized for their efficiencies.
First of all, thank you, Pratibha. We are very happy being around for the last 25 years. It's been a long journey, but a short one. I mean, we are a young company, but have done quite a bit over the last 25 years. Since February 1998, when the intergovernment agreement was signed and BrahMos Aerospace was created, we, in a record time, were able to design, develop, and test the supersonic cruise missile. In those days, it was called the supersonic anti-ship cruise missile. In just 3 years' time, such a complex system we were able to do. What was brought onto the table were various technology bricks, technology process stock from both the sides. So we already had ready-made subsystems. Just the aim was now to put them together and create this cruise missile. Those days, you see, cruise missiles were evolving. The Tomahawks were used tremendously during the 1990 Gulf War. And this was some part of the arsenal which DRDO was missing out as part of the IGMDP program. And it was decided that we go in for a cruise missile. Now, why mimic the world and go subsonic? The idea was, let's find a partner which happened to be the most trusted partner at that time, Russia, and NPO Machinistania as our partners. We had been working with them on a few other projects before that. We went in and conceived this idea of the supersonic cruise missile, tested it, and we had about 4 or 5 trials. We had a few roadblocks, bumps on the way, but those few problem areas, when we were able to solve them, and this was visibly seen by the potential users, the Indian Navy and the Indian Army, they quickly came forward, and in 2004 we bagged our first order from the Indian Navy. We have a facsimile of that check in our exhibition right here. It is a proud moment to get that advance for that order. But the Indian Army started looking at it as a potential weapon for a land attack. And we quickly moved into that area. And you see, BrahMos Aerospace, along with our partners, have slowly and carefully evolved this system as per the requirements of the users. And then came the bright idea that the Indian Air Force could also be equipped with this missile. We had to do a lot of modifications, so the Air Force came on board a little later after a few flight trials. So these are the various improvements we have done. But all this was possible only with the technology available within the country, as well as with help from the Russian partners. And the main thing is, though BrahMos Aerospace proudly says we have designed, developed, and we produce, the production is only, we only do right nowadays we only do the integration in 3 centers, Hyderabad, Nagpur and Pilani. The major subsystems are all done by the Indian industries. This is something which we proudly say that we were the precursors or the forerunners of the Make in India slogan. The Make in India slogan came a little later, but we had already started it. We had the BrahMos military industrial complex in place, starting the work of producing this missile. We were just about 60-70 people initially. Today we are about 500 in BrahMos Aerospace, and we have a subsidiary company in Trivandrum who have also another 500. So we are about 1,100 people. Started with a monetary infusion from both the governments at $2.5 million. Today we have an order book of 6 billion.
Very interesting that you mentioned first came the BrahMos and then came, the talk around Make in India. But I also want to ask you about the current state of the defense industry, and what do you think are the requirements for the industry to scale?
Indian defense industry is now poised on a platform. They are good, they are wonderful, they are capable. I've been, of course, shouting from the sidelines always, where is the R&D in the industry? And that is what slowly the Indian defense industry has inculcated, this habit of doing a bit of R&D. Many of the industries, especially our initial partner industries, some of the private, Godrej and Boyce, Larsen and Toubro, the public sector in terms of Bell, ECIL, and some of the MSMEs, in those days Data Patterns. They actually put in a lot of effort and did, literally they did design, they did their production from designs, not from what we had given them as this is what you need to do, just a concept, and they moved forward. They are capable of doing a lot. We look forward to the more capability enhancement from them, whether they're able to manage the surge potential. But a word of caution, when we talk about Atmanirbharta, it may be impossible to be 100% Atmanirbhar. We exhort our Indian industry partners, we have over 250 partners, to look at how to become more and more Atmanirbhar in terms of materials, in terms of workmanship, because still there are a lot of things which we have to lean on from the outside world. So we need to look at that. How to up the production rates. As BrahMos believes, we need to give things on time. That means we need the industries to produce on time, and we would want to make sure that the quality is of utmost importance. But the industries are primed. The government has given a lot of incentives now, making the industries responsible for R&D, responsible for even development of systems. We are at a very interesting crossroad. The Amrit Kal, as coined by the Honorable Prime Minister, is going to be a very interesting era where we might and we will see the defense industry moving forward. And we shall lead from the front to help the fellow and partner defense industries to move forward.
Okay, moving forward, and we're looking forward to that, and wish you all the success for that. But I also, if you can reveal a few secrets to us and talk to us about what are the capabilities that you're looking at enhancing in the missiles in your portfolio currently. Are there any specific technologies or capabilities that you're looking to tap into?
You see, as I was explaining, BrahMos has evolved from the first launch of 2001, which we did, to the last launch, which we did just on May 14th, a couple of days ago, from INS Mormugao. The missile looks the same, but performs a little differently. It has enhanced capabilities. I will only stop at the word enhanced capabilities, based on the requirements given by the users, the armed forces, be it the Indian Navy, the Army, or the Indian Air Force. The other thing is, we have very carefully gone about indigenization of the various subsystems of this missile. So our plan in the future is to move forward into actually continuing the indigenization processes, making sure that we are able to produce numbers, because the current geopolitical situation shows us that we have to be self-reliant in number. We are excited that our current product is in place. We are continuously improving it even now. We are in the process of looking at some more design and development along with the Indian Air Force for the article or the missile which is being fitted on the Su-30. But what we are actually looking at is the future. The future is a leaner, meaner, sleeker, stealthier BrahMos missile system.
Okay, so the leaner and meaner BrahMos missiles is something to look forward to. But you revealed a little bit, but can you tell us a little more about the measures and the initiatives that you've taken to take forward these plans that you mentioned, in particular talking about the details of the upcoming production and manufacturing facilities, tech talent and manpower that you are looking for and more?
Yeah. You see, BrahMos, as I said, has grown in manpower. We do keep going out to various universities for placement. We keep looking around for lateral entries. So now that I have a lot of strength within BrahMos, they are going to grow and they are going to take it forward. Coming to the plans for the NG, see, though we have started on the drawing board, what happens is we might suddenly end up with having designed a missile but not having a production facility. So right from the beginning, we would be working with the Indian industries to work on the subsystems creation. But at the same time, the Defence Corridor project of Lucknow, we are holder of plot number 1, Bhatgaon, Defence Corridor Lucknow. A fairly large area we have got, and we are in the process of developing that. The infrastructure is being built. We are putting together the equipment to be put into it. And in the long run, this would be where the BrahMos next generation would be produced.
You spoke about the BrahMos order value reaching $6 billion. Tell us a little bit about the initial orders that you had, and now what are the plans on increasing the order value and thus also increasing the capabilities of the defense forces?
Well, numbers are the prerogative of the armed forces and the users and the Ministry of Defense. But when we started meager. The numbers were, in 10s and 20s. And that actually deterred us into looking at going in for indigenization and capability enhancement of the industry. But as the missile system started proving itself, the Indian Army came on board, and they looked at one regiment, and very quickly after another 2 years they started the second regiment. Numbers started increasing and the industry came on board. This only keeps an idea that BrahMos has a future in terms of its current version, and the numbers which we are getting in, we are looking at getting in from the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army will keep us busy actually for another 5-6 years in the current version alone. Next generation missile, when it comes out in 3 or 4 years, when we get into production, we'll have our hands full because we are looking at thousands in that case. So we have a bright future.
Absolutely. What a wonderful way to end this chat. Shri Atul Rane ji, thank you so much for this very enriching conversation. Congratulations on the big milestone, and we wish you success for all the future endeavors. BrahMos Aerospace is the pride of India and will always remain so. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratibha. Thank you.
Continuing the Silver Jubilee celebrations, the second leg of the event was held on the 2nd of June with heavyweights from the BrahMos Industrial Consortium. Tune in next week for more highlights.